Good evening, people. Good evening. All right, a bit of breaking news. In fact, before we talk breaking news, the winner of the watch was Joe Lloyd. Joe, I'll get the watch sent out on Friday. It's my day off, so I'll do next day deliveries. You'll get the watch on Saturday. So well done to Joe for winning that Samsung Galaxy Active watch. Decent watch as well. All right, let's talk the breaking news. I say breaking news. By the time you guys watch this video in the morning, you'll be all over this. But it's just been announced now. I'm filming this at 11:15. That Canelo Alvarez will take on Callum Smith December 19th on DAZN. That's just been announced, and that is big news, right? Canelo is the pound for pound #1. He's the biggest draw in boxing. He is taking on Britain's Callum Smith, the ring recognized #1, 168 pounds. Unbeaten Callum Smith. Obviously didn't look impressive against John Ryder. We all know that. But nonetheless, very good fighter, elite level fighter, I think. Look, you can have days off, and I think he just wasn't great against John Ryder. But Callum Smith's a very, very good fighter, very big, very strong at the weight, and he wins the lottery ticket. He will take on Canelo Alvarez December 19th on DAZN. I guess the only thing that is different about Canelo fighting on DAZN now is that there is no Golden Boy involvement. So I don't know what he would have paid Golden Boy, right? What percentage of his purse, 10, 15, 20%, that no longer happens. So he's dealing directly with DAZN as opposed to going through Golden Boy to work with them. So yeah, that is happening. Canelo Alvarez in the last 3 years has fought Gennady Golovkin twice, Danny Jacobs, Kovalev, and I guess we can chuck in Rocky Fielding and now Callum Smith. And people want to have an argument about who the pound for pound #1 is. I mean, argue with yourself. There's absolutely no argument. I'll read out those names again. Gennady Golovkin twice, the Gennady Golovkin as well. Danny Jacobs, Sergey Kovalev, and now Callum Smith. And add to the fact that these fights were at 160, 168, and 175. I don't care if Kovalev was washed and it wasn't the Golovkin. No. He's fighting Gennady Golovkin twice. I'm going to repeat myself just because there's been some argument about Terence Crawford. I'm a massive Terence Crawford fan, but don't you dare bring Crawford's resume to the table when I just told you in the last 3 years, he's fought Gennady Golovkin twice, Danny Jacobs, Kovalev, and now Callum Smith. 3 weight classes. Okay, that's incredible. That's incredible. Look, I've got my issues with Canelo, with the kombucha and all that rubbish, but this man comes to fight. I'm not having it. I know some people say he cherry picks. No. The first time round when he fought Golovkin, Golovkin was a favourite to win that fight. Second time round, Golovkin was a favourite to win that fight. Go and check the odds. I'm not making this up. Kovalev, yeah, I thought he was favourite to beat Kovalev, but still, he's jumping. He's jumping, right, in terms of weight. And now he's fighting the ring recognised #1 at 168. Do I think Callum Smith's the best super middleweight out there? No, I think that is David Benavidez, but Benavidez has struggled with his weight class, etc., etc. We know what's going on with Benavidez. Caleb Plant's an argument, but Callum Smith is legit. He's unbeaten. That's what Canelo's doing December 19th. I give Callum Smith, and I said this already, a 35% chance. I think he has a chance just because he's not washed, because he's confident, because he's unbeaten, and unbeaten fighters bring something different to the ring. He would have known that this fight was on the horizon. So he's been in camp. It's not like he starts training now. No, he's been in camp training because negotiations, look, we find out now negotiations probably started 2-3 weeks ago, maybe even longer. So he's in camp, he is training, and he's got a month to get ready. And no doubt Joe Gallagher will get him ready. Joe Gallagher will get him ready for this fight. He's got a chance, people. I know a lot of people are going to say he has absolutely no chance. Don't be stupid. This is not how boxing works. He's got a chance. Now, how big a chance he has, that's the question. But he's got a chance. And I would say it's a 35% chance, maybe 30. I still make Canelo a big favourite. But don't dismiss Callum Smith by saying John Ryder beat him. But that's too simple an argument. It's too simple an argument. He is a big boy. Although Canelo went up to 175 to take on Kovalev, I know Kovalev's 175 and Callum's 168. I would be shocked if Callum Smith doesn't walk around bigger than Kovalev. Callum Smith is a huge man. I've seen him in person. Huge. I look at him and think, How are you making 168? And he doesn't look gaunt when he makes it. He makes it and he looks healthy. That tells me he lives the life. That tells me he's not walking around as something stupid, right? I've never seen his face fat. He's just an athlete. This is going to be a good fight. And again, credit to Canelo. Come on. Come on, man. Jeez. Clumbutero and all. This guy comes to... Last 3 years, Golovkin twice, Danny Jacobs, Kovalev, Callum Smith. 3 weight classes. Madness. Absolute madness. Sparrow fought for Golden Boy. Canelo has gone to court and rid himself of DAZN and Golden Boy. That was less than a month ago. A month later, he's fighting on DAZN. The company he went to court to basically separate from. It's almost like he's gone to court just to separate himself from Golden Boy. Not DAZN, Golden Boy. He's going to be making good money in this fight. This fight will do some good sales because it's Canelo. It's Canelo, and this is him now trying to legitimately become a 4-weight world champion. 4-weight. I mean, there are going to be conversations had soon about, is he the greatest Mexican fighter of all time? He's in the conversation. He's a top 5. He's a top 5 candidate. I mean, he's in that conversation, especially if he becomes a 4-weight world champion. That's crazy. So, yeah, that's just happened. By the way, let's quickly move on. We'll talk about that more as it gets closer because there are, I think, loads to unpack with that. But that is the breaking news. No doubt you guys will all know about it already. I was going to say something. Deontay Wilder sat down with, is it Brian Custer? I believe it is Custer or Cluster. I think it's Custer. Apologies if it isn't. And just spoke about Tyson Fury cheating. It's very long. I stopped watching it 10 minutes in just because my ears couldn't take it anymore. But Wilder is so adamant that Fury cheated. It's unbelievable how adamant he is. Yeah. He's very adamant, put it that way. Just go and watch it if you've got an hour spare, or if you've got 20 minutes spare, go and watch it or not. But yeah, it's very interesting to hear what Wilder had to say. Obviously, we know Fury's fight with Caballero is now off. That made me assume that we are going to go straight into a Wilder-Fury fight. I don't know if we will. Wilder has spoken, saying if it isn't Fury, he would like to fight Dillian Whyte. He would like to fight Usyk. He mentioned other names. He mentioned Whyte, Usyk. What other name? Andy Ruiz was an option as well. So he's looking for a fight. He did say he wants to fight in January or latest first week in February. So he wants to come back very soon. Says he's been training since September, so he's clearly in shape and doesn't want anything to do with that Bridgerweight either. Obviously, when you think of Wilder, I'm getting my names mixed up here. When you think of Wilder, he's one of the smallest heavyweights. I know that might sound strange, obviously, because he's so tall, but in terms of weight, he's actually quite small. So the Bridgerweight would be perfect for him, but he doesn't want it. And he doesn't need it, right? He's been knocking out big guys anyway, so he's fine. He's okay to go. So look. Very, very good numbers for ESPN for Crawford versus Brook. They peaked at 2.078 million. So 2,078,000. And they averaged 2,029,000. So pretty much the same. I mean, that's huge numbers for ESPN. It was big numbers for Teofimo Lopez-Lomachenko as well. So congrats on ESPN putting both of those fights on non-pay-per-view. And they really did bring in the viewers. Fingers crossed this is a thing for the future. And well done as well. Like, I watched it on Premier Sports and it was fantastic as well. It really was. So I don't know. I believe that my Premier Sports deal gets me Errol Spence versus Danny Garcia as well. So let's hope that's the case. What else have we got to talk about, peeps? Hughie Fury versus Marius Vac has been announced, hasn't it? And so has Martin Bakole versus Sergei Kuzmin. They were supposed to fight on the Povetkin Dillian Whyte card, and it got pulled. I think Kuzmin was injured or COVID maybe. I'm not quite sure. What do you make of this Hughie Fury versus Marius Vac? Hughie Fury is just going to... Marius Vac's far too slow, like far too flat-footed for Hughie Fury. So Hughie Fury should win that one. Strange. Hughie Fury's level of opponents is so weird. I just don't know what to make of it. But yeah, Hughie Fury versus Marius Vac, Bakole versus Kuzmin. We've got Lawrence Okoli versus Glowacki, and obviously AJ versus Pulev. I think they're still trying to add a couple more to that as well, which will be good. I was supposed to go into the bubble I was supposed to go into the bubble this week for Conor Benn versus Sebastian Formella, but I can't because I'm doing something on Friday, so I couldn't go in the bubble, which disappointed. But I was asked to go in it by TalkSport. Matchroom reached out as well, wanting me to go in it, which is disappointing to turn that down because it would have been nice to experience the bubble. Rob Tebbett, I know, is in there or going in there, so it'd be nice to see what that's like. But it's a shame I can't do that one. But no matter what, if I can go in for the AJ, I'm going in. No matter what, everything cancelled everything. I'm going in for that one. But the fact they've asked me to go into this one, hopefully, means that there is maybe room to get me into the big one, AJ versus Pulev. It was announced today. Shit, there's quite a lot of news today, boy. Lyndon Arthur versus Anthony Yarde will go ahead. I thought that they might have canned that. Obviously, that was supposed to be on the undercard of Fury versus Caballero. That now will headline the event. That's a good fight. That's a good fight. I expect Anthony Yarde to come through it, but it's a good little match, that one. Lyndon Arthur is unbeaten. Yeah, we'll see what Lyndon Arthur can do, but I think Anthony Yarde should beat him. Eubank Jr. is looking for a return fight in, I don't know, what's this? Eubank Jr. eyes December return and then a middleweight title fight in 2021. Okay, we'll see. We shall see. I don't know. Eubank Jr., look, just fight someone, eh? Fight someone. Anything else to talk about? Think that might be that. Mike Tyson's coming up, Mike Tyson versus Roy Jones Jr. is coming up November 28th, same day as Dubois versus Joyce. Floyd Mayweather will fight in an exhibition fight. He's doing that, I think it's early next year that he's having an exhibition fight in Japan or somewhere anyway. Let me have a quick read of the article to see when and where it is. Remember, Floyd Mayweather's like 43, 44 now. February 28th in Japan's Tokyo Dome. To be fair to Floyd, if you can get the kind of opponent you got last time when he went to Japan and fought and he destroyed that kid just like that, if you can get that and still make 10, 15, whatever million he's going to make, then for Floyd, it's a glorified sparring session. It's not even that hard, in fact. So, hey, you know what? Whatever, innit? Whatever. I'm going to do a separate video on Conor Benn. I spoke to Conor Benn today for TalkSport. Very nice of him to come on and give me about 20 minutes, which was good. What do you guys make of that fight? We'll do a prediction video for it. Sebastian Formella, who last fought Sean Porter, former IBO welterweight champion, fought Sean, lost every single round to Sean Porter, but Sean Porter wasn't able to get rid of him. If Conor Benn can get rid of him, I guess that's a bit of a statement. I did ask Conor Benn as well, if you do beat him, does that mean you've gone past British level? And he said, and it makes sense, look, he's being called out by the likes of, is it Florian Marcoux? Is that the guy that is under Sam Jones? He's been called out by Jenkins, he's called out by Chris Congo. And he said, look, if they're big domestic fights, he's happy to make them. Right? He's all about his money, fully understand. These aren't big ones, are they? None of those are like, oh, let's have a go. Josh Kelly's the one, but Josh Kelly's obviously got his own work to handle. But he's happy to come back, he says, and fight at British level, even if he does beat Sebastian Formella. But if he doesn't get the big fights, that then puts him, the winner of Sebastian, he says, at world level. Now, I don't necessarily agree with it being at world level. I think it's European or very, very fringe world level. But if he does win and he stops him and Sean couldn't, it does send out a statement. That's all I'll say. All right, guys, I think that is it. Yeah, that is it because I want to go to bed. Peace.